Hello everyone, welcome to the African Language Conversations channel, and today I'm going to be talking about comments made by another reader of Muthoni Thangwa's article that appeared in The Nation. As I said in my previous episodes, I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be responding to the different readers' comments. And I would like, even before I start talking about this today, the reader I'm responding to today, I would like to ask that you subscribe to the channel so we can engage in serious and important conversations about African languages. So I've titled today's episode, English is not a mother tongue to majority of Kenyans. And this is based on a reader's comments to Muthoni Thangwa's article. And this is what the reader said. So after reading the article, which was about African languages, about the use of African languages as mother tongue, so the author was arguing for the need to use mother tongue for instruction in elementary school, in primary school. So this is what this reader said. Believe me, all language is broken. There is Shenkuyu, Shegma, Luyesh, Kambish, and so on. You are advocating purity that does not exist, a purity in tribal tongues that to implement would be a monstrous imposition on people's freedom, frightening in fact, totalitarian. The sooner tribal languages die out, the better for Kenya. We are Kenyans. Our mother tongues are English and Swahili. We are building a nation, though you seem to think tribes are nations. Declare independence, I'm sure you happily would, as long as it was Central involved. If you want otherwise, meanwhile, you have 12 hours a day to talk at home. So a number of things that are controversial, a number of things that need to be responded to. So I'll respond to some of them, but maybe not in as much detail as I want. Yeah, because I don't want to make this episode too long. But I think in forthcoming episodes, like when I'm not maybe responding to comments, I'll take time to respond or to talk about these issues at length. So the reader is talking about language, or all languages being broken. So he says all languages are broken. So I think he's, or I don't know if he or she, the reader is or has in mind the mixing that some readers have. And a good example of mixing is Sheng, like where speakers use the Kiswahili as a base, but they use words from different languages, different Kenyan languages, and even European languages. But is it really true that all Kenyan languages are broken? Is it true that you can't find pure forms? Pure is not a good word, but real forms or true forms of say Kikuyu, or true forms of Doluo, true forms of Kamba? I don't think that's true. If you go deep in Kikuyu land in Central, you'll find people who speak Kikuyu language. If you go to Luo speaking areas, there people who speak pure Kikuyu. That's not pure Doluo. That is not mixed. If you go to Bukusu land, people speak Lubukusu. And that it's true that language is dynamic. It's not static. Language changes. It borrows from other languages. It takes words from English. It takes words from, or the languages take words from main languages. They take words from neighboring languages. Yeah. So, but that doesn't make them mixed languages. It just the speakers in these languages, they don't mix and break the languages, they don't make the language as hybrid as Sheng. So the reader is not correct. It's not right, and I don't think they took time to think through what they were saying. If they did, they wouldn't have made such a sweeping generalization. It's not true that languages are mixed, and that you can find the true forms of those languages. That's not true. And the author is not even talking about, Muthoni wasn't talking about language purity. I don't know where that idea came from. So a purity, the reader says, a purity in tribal languages that to implement would be a monstrous imposition on people's freedom, frightening in fact. I don't understand like how this reader would arrive at, would understand this from that article. The article was just saying, yes, we have these languages, the indigenous, the Kenyan mother tongues, the Kenyan indigenous languages. Let these languages be used in their areas. And that's actually the policy, the official government policy. It wasn't, it's been in place. It's been, yeah, it was adopted many years ago. It's just that it's not been implemented. But there's nothing wrong with teaching kids who speak Kamba in Kamba. If they go to school speaking Kamba, then let them be taught in Kikamba. What's wrong with that? Where is the purity issue coming arise? The purity issue doesn't arise there. If kids speak Ma or Masai when they go to school, yes, let them teach, let them be taught in Ma. So there's no purity here, unless this reader is thinking about cities, about urban areas, and nobody has ever said that mother tongue will be taught, or children in cities will be taught in mother tongue. For cities and areas that have people from different ethnic groups, there is Kiswahili. Kiswahili is the mother tongue for such areas. So it doesn't make sense for this reader to be talking the way they're talking. So, and then the reader continues, I don't see how teaching children in a language that they understand is an imposition on their freedom. The reader is, yeah, this was my response. I'm reading it. So the reader was saying a purity in tribal languages that to implement would be monstrous. A monstrous imposition on people's freedom, frightening in fact totalitarian. So I was just saying, yeah, I think I already said those, explained like that, those points. I did it without reading, but I think I wrote it down. So so it's a very, very disturbing claim, and it's very general, like in this, and it's even preposterous. Like what the reader says next. We are Kenyans. Our mother tongues are English and Kiswahili. Where does this reader live? Where does this reader live? What is he, or what are they talking about? Is it a wish? Since when did English become a first language? When did it become a mother tongue to Kenyans? That's wishful thinking. Maybe it's talking about Kiswahili. Kiswahili has the number of people who maybe can be claimed to speak Kiswahili as a mother tongue is larger. if you compare that to people who speak English as a mother tongue, as a first language, there are more people, more Kenyans who speak Swahili as a mother tongue than those who speak English as mother tongue. Yes, it's true that, yeah, there are some Kenyans who speak English as a mother tongue, or as even the only language. That's a fact. But to say that Kenyans, that all Kenyans speak English as a mother tongue, or to claim that English is mother tongue to majority of Kenyans, that's a big lie. So this person, I think it's this person's wish, and I guess yeah, we have to conclude that it's the reader's wish that that people's mother tongue in Kenya, or Kenyan's mother tongue, should be English and Swahili. And what they say, what the reader says afterwards, confirms that. I'm going to read that soon, but let me just talk about, or maybe address this, or talk a little bit more about this issue, this claim that Kenyans are mother tongue speakers, or Kenyans, or English is mother tongue to Kenyans. Is this reader comparing Kenyans to say Britons, or to Americans, to Australians? Is he, or is she, or let me just use they, although it's usually still the use of the pronoun they still sounds weird to me. So they. So what are these? Does this reader think Kenyans are same as Britons, Americans? They speak this, yeah, they speak English as their mother tongue. Is that really true? Is that so? I don't think it is. And what's wrong with, yeah, I think it's this thinking is problematic on many levels. It's problematic when you think about identity issue. Identity, yeah, it's not, yeah, identity. What are you going to do about identity? Yeah, what is your identity as this Kenyan who speaks English? Or if Kenya was to turn out to be an English-speaking country, and then, yeah, what happens to the people who don't speak English and for whom the use of mother tongues, the real mother tongue, is important? What is going to happen to those? Are you assuming that they don't exist? Yeah, and so I say, like, it was the reader's wish for Kenyans to speak, or all Kenyans to speak English and Swahili, and what they say about nation building, I think, says or tells us that they were thinking about national integration. And they say the sooner tribal languages die out, the better for Kenya. We are building a nation, though you seem to think tribes are nations. Yeah. So, but we need also to think about how to build, how to truly build a nation. It's not true that when people, it's not true that the only way to build a nation, the only way to achieve integration is using one language. And who says that if that one language, who says that it has to be English? You don't have to kill the other languages and adopt English in the name of integration. You can keep, I think it's possible to keep like this many languages in Kenya and still create a unified nation. I can talk about integration in other episodes. I don't want to make this this episode too long, and yeah, I'll come back to that issue of integration in a different episode. And then the reader again says, declare independence. I'm sure you'll happily, but no one, and reading that article, and I read it in one of the episodes, talked about dismembering Kenya. They didn't talk about individual or the different ethnic groups going independent. Nobody said that. It's not. Yeah, I think this what he's saying, for example, about Central, it just it brings out in this reader deep-seated anti-Kikuyu or anti-Central sentiment. And I know there are similar sentiments within certain or between certain ethnic groups in Kenya, and that sentiment or those sentiments might not go away even if the tribal languages were to die out. So yeah. And then he talks about having 12 hours at home to talk. So he's thinking that mother tongues belong to the home, and there are 12 hours at home to practice. I think that's also not true. There's not enough. That's not enough time. Children need to learn their languages. They need to learn at school. There are lots of things that people don't, that children are not able to learn. For example, reading. Yeah, reading and writing. They can't read and learn their mother tongue at home. So I'll stop here. I've made the episode too long already, so I'll stop here for now. Please subscribe. Let us engage in this meaningful conversation and these important conversations about African languages. So I'll see you in my next episode. Bye bye.